I stayed in 4 different places in my 3 years in the UK. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. If this is your first time on my channel, my name is Naufal Khan and I came to the UK as a student and I am currently on my PSW visa. If you clicked on this video, you might be someone who's planning to come to the UK and are looking for accommodation. So here in this video, I will share my 3-year experience with regards to accommodation in the UK, and further in the video, I'll share some general advice on accommodation in the UK. So when it comes to my experience for almost 3 years, I have lived in 4 different places. First one was a house sharing with 2 people. I've made a home tour video of that house. I'll put a link in the description for that video. So how did I come to rent that house? Couple of days after I got the unconditional offer letter from my university, the university administration sent an email to me with a link to join a Telegram group of international students coming to the same university. So I met 2 of my former housemates, now friends, Gino and Srirag. If you watch that house tour video, you'll find them. We exchanged numbers and texted through WhatsApp. During that time, there were a few others as well who were planning to move in with us, but at the end, it was just 3 of us. And we found that particular house through a letting agency, which was recommended by our university. And the 3 of us had a virtual tour of that house, and this guy from the letting agency showed us around the house. And also, Gino had a cousin who was in the UK. Who was able to go in person and view the property, and it all went smoothly. So that was my first day. So moving on to the second place of stay, after the contract for the first house expired, before moving into the second accommodation, I needed a temporary accommodation for 1 month, and I was able to find one through a friend at university. It was a room in a house sharing. I actually found out about the availability of the room through a WhatsApp group message. It was a nice experience because when I moved in at first, they were all strangers in the house, and eventually we bonded. So that was the second place of stay. And the third one was a student accommodation. Now this was a different experience because when I moved to the UK, I've been staying at houses sharing common area, kitchen and bathrooms with everyone else. But this one, the student accommodation that I moved into, it was an ensuite single bedroom with a kitchenette. And the fourth place which I'm staying at currently, it's a studio flat which I rent through a letting agency. So that was about the different places I've stayed in after coming to the UK. So the question is, what type of accommodation should you move into? The answer depends on your need, your university, what city are you going to stay in, etc. Think about all these aspects and then finalize on a place of stay. If you are a student, your options for accommodation are university student halls, private student accommodations, and finally house sharing or flat sharing like I did at first. University student halls can be booked through your university websites, and if you're looking for houses or flats, you need to proceed through your local letting agencies which are in your city. Or like I did, you can contact your university and ask them if they have verified letting agencies or landlords, and you can book houses or flats through them. And finally, private student accommodations. Now this is a type of accommodation where options are endless. If you are looking for private student accommodations, I suggest you check out Amber. So Amber is basically a website which lists different private student accommodations around the globe. It's easy to search based on your preferences, and you can filter by your university or your city. Accommodations listed in Amber are located conveniently near major cities and universities, and prices listed in Amber are all inclusive, so you don't have to worry about bills. Amber has properties all over the UK, including major cities like London, Coventry, Sheffield and Nottingham. I have a link in the description for Amber. Click on it and check out various options based on your city or your uni. Submit a query and a representative from Amber will get back to you. So for the next part of the video, from my experience, I will talk about differences between house sharing and student accommodation in terms of different aspects like inclusion of bills, maintenance and security. First, let's talk about bills. There are mainly 4 bills that you need to pay in the UK. These are water, gas, electricity and Wi-Fi. When it comes to renting a house, most landlords or agencies will not include bills in the rent. In my first house, we had to pay everything separately. To be honest, it was both a hassle and an informative process because we had to call various providers of water, gas and electricity in the area that we were staying in, and we had to ask different rates and we had to choose the best one. And we had to stay on top of bills every month or every 3 months when it came to water bills. And it was the same thing for Wi-Fi. We had to call a lot of Wi-Fi providers and choose the best one. But when it comes to student accommodation, bills are all included. You don't have to worry about anything except paying monthly rent. Next, let's talk about security. Student accommodations are very secure because there will be 24/7 CCTVs and assistants, and it will be a private building with proper gates and a compound. And houses on the other hand have less security, and you don't really know what type of neighborhood the house is in. I'm not saying this to discourage anyone who is planning on getting a house, but be cautious. And finally, maintenance. Imagine if there are any issues with plumbing or heating at your place of stay. Student accommodations will have a dedicated maintenance person who will be able to come in and sort it if any issue arises, and the problem will be sorted very quickly. On the other hand, if you're renting a house through a letting agency or a landlord, if there are any problems, you call them first and they need to arrange a third party to come in and sort the issue. So my experience when it comes to maintenance, at our first house we've had some leaking issues with gas hobs in the kitchen, and these were all sorted pretty quickly. And one major incident was that our fridge stopped working. I still remember because all three of us we went for a big grocery shopping, and when we came back and we were trying to put everything in the fridge, we noticed that it was not working. So right away we called the agency and let them know, and they said they'll arrange for a new fridge to be delivered. And I think it took 3 to 4 days for the fridge to arrive. So at the end of the day, do some research and choose an accommodation that suits best for you. And that's all for this video, guys. If this video was helpful, please give this video a like. And if you're not subscribed yet, do subscribe. And if you have any questions or comments, do put it down in the comment section below. And don't forget to click the link in the description and check out Amber. Watch this video here to learn more about UK accommodation and what you need to do before you finally book an accommodation. See you guys with another video. Take care. Bye.